Hey everybody, it's Astro D. Relationships and Synastry, that's my specialty. Bringing some flavor and simplicity to this thing we call astrology. Hey everybody. Okay. So, you catch me here in my brown, in my Saturn brown, I call it, you know. I got the whole theme of Saturn going on here because I wanted to talk today about Saturn and Synastry. And specifically Saturn in houses and synastry. I wanted to break that down. And I even wanted to talk about how it makes you feel by providing this painting. That was my little cousin. And his sorrow, like he was just so sad. I told him he was mad because he couldn't get something. But he was so dramatic. Like he couldn't, I think they beat him in basketball or something. And he was so upset. And he was just sitting there. And I was like, oh my God, that is just so beautiful artistically. Can I take a picture of you? And he was like, what? And I was like, let me take a picture of you. So he was just like, I was like, I need more from you. So he got even deeper in it. And it's like, after a while, I'm sure he forgot that he was actually showing, he was angry. And and then it became a model session. So shout out to my little cousin for being a wonderful model and posing for this piece. It's called When Winter Comes. Called When Winter Comes. And I feel like Saturn as a cold planet, it brings winter, literally. Capricorn is the winter time and it's Saturn time. It brings this coldness to it, this sorrow to it. But if you don't know sorrow, you will not know happiness and contentness. You won't know that if you don't truly understand sorrow. I find people do things we do things to each other in this life because we really don't know what it's like to be on the other side sometimes. For example, something really simple. You guys know I talk about love and relationships, heartbreak. There's people out there that will break your heart back and forth because they have never experienced loneliness on their own and they've never experienced it. They don't know what it's like. They don't know what, that person could have put you through or so on and so forth. There's so many different layers to it. Okay? Hurt people. Real simple. So I wanted to talk today about when Saturn is involved in couples. What does Saturn do to one person in one party? Eventually you'll see my webinar coming up and I can go into more depth. But just to keep you guys teasing everybody a little bit, I wanted to talk about Saturn in synastry and specifically pertaining to houses. What happens when your Saturn is in, or when someone's Saturn is in your house? This is what I'm going to be talking about today. This is how I want to do it. When you bring Saturn, when you're receiving Saturn into your houses. What is this effect? And, I'll give a glimpse on the other person, but we really want to know about us when Saturn is entering into our house. Now, when you have someone's birth time, yes, the things that are most important you can get versus ascendant and moon. But without someone's birth time, where their Saturn is, the time of their birth, I don't give a damn if they were born in the morning or the night. Saturn was still in that same position. It might have changed. There might be slight changes. That's for the super advanced astrologer that can see the changes by the second millimeter. But I'm talking about Saturn. If Saturn was in Capricorn or wherever Saturn was, is where it was that day. No matter what time it was in the day, it doesn't change it. The moon changes, your ascendant changes, but Saturn won't. The closer the planets are, the shorter the moving of a planet is, the less likely it is to change without birth time. So, without someone's birth time, you can see where their Saturn falls in your chart. Get a birth chart calculator or get an astrologer, check it out, whatever you want to do, man. I'm just here putting out this information. I got to keep moving whether you get a reading or not. But everybody, I'm getting awesome reviews on my readings. Thank you so much for the people that are writing me back, letting me know that I was hitting a spot. Thank you so much. So today I wanted to talk about how Saturn interacts in relationships. So, right, you meet somebody and they're awesome. It's like, yay, all right, you got your excitement and Uranus, but where is Saturn? Where is the depth? Where is this relationship supposed to build from? Is it gonna build? Do you want it to build? So I want to go through starting with Saturn in someone's first house. So now, a lot of times when someone has their Saturn on your ascendant, okay, or in your first house, that person feels heavy, for you right away. They may make you a little bit more mature than you usually are. They literally feel like a wet blanket on you. The lower octave of this is this person can get you sick a lot. They can bring illnesses to you. Saturn in the first. And, you know, like I said, I try to deny it. I'll be seeing stuff. I'll be like, oh, boo, we make a great couple. Oh, God, Saturn in the first. It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. Like 10 colds later, dating that person, I finally get, you know what? I should have kind of just listened and brought it back. All right. So Saturn in the first house can be heavy. However, Saturn can bring matureness to that first house person. Now, maybe that first house person needs to grow the hell up. So Saturn will come and bring that energy into it and work on that a little bit, growing that. But also it can bring, like I said, illnesses to that house person. Just too much. Just on them and feel like they are responsible for them. Now we want to say the brings out both energies in both people. The house person may feel responsible for the Saturn person. Or the Saturn person may be like, oh my God, I got to make sure you're okay all the time. Did you drink and drive? Did you take your car keys? Oh. So for that Saturn person, that first house can be a burden on them as well. Depending on the aspect, depending on what sign, so on and so forth, right? So now you have Saturn going into someone's second house. This Saturn person can decrease your money. They can pull from the money. They can bring hard times to you. They could make you poor. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm sure you guys have been, some of y'all out there have been in relationships where someone is coming to your life and by the time they are gone, you are dead broke. They might have had Saturn in your second house or aspect in your second house in some way. Saturn in the second house sucks sometimes. This person can take food from you. You know, you can feel that you're not eating enough around this person, or they don't take it from you. You just don't want to eat a lot around them. You might want to go on fasts when you're with them. You might find yourself in situations where you don't have food when you're hanging with this person. Or this person can help you get your money right. They can say, why are you buying that? You just paid your rent and you got to get through the rest of the month. You don't need to go to the Jamaican restaurant and get the $15 oxtail. What are you doing? Okay? What are you doing? Save your money. Get your stuff together. Now, that might be a burden. That might be a wet blanket for that second house person. However, but Saturn is giving what's needed. Saturn is giving what's needed to that second house person by recommending practical ways to spend their money, practical ways to earn their money as well. Self-value. You might feel as a second house person that this person just don't give a fuck about you. Like straight up, like, do you even like me? Do you value me at all? Saturn in the second house might feel that that person is not valued at all, or however, Saturn in the second house, that Saturn person may value the person for a very long time. May put an old value on them like they're an antique. Like, man, why you treat me like I'm an antique? Because you precious. You so valuable, baby. And it's like, damn, get your old behind away from me. Talking about I'm an antique. I know. So anyway, yes, Saturn in the second house can bring value to the second house person, but a more realistic, practical type of value. All right, what is your worth? Or that person, like I said, will make you feel like crap, useless, worthless, terrible, depending on aspect, so on and so forth. And when I say aspect, how is that person's Saturn working out alone by themselves? If Saturn is squaring the moon, Mercury, Jupiter, okay, this person with their Saturn in your second house will make you feel like shit. They feel like shit, so they will bring their feeling like shitness into your life, into your value system. So you got to be careful with people. You have to be very, very careful who we let in our sphere, in our bubbles, because not everybody has great intentions. They just don't. Their Saturns don't have great intentions. Like, boo, that wasn't even you. That was just your Saturn. Just your Saturn didn't care. Treated me like crap. So we have that aspect, right? We have this aspect of Saturn in the second house. Now, Saturn coming to the third. Saturn sometimes on the third house puts a mute on what the third house person is trying to speak. That third house person, you might feel like, oh crap, I can't express myself here with you. But I feel so far from my family. I feel so far from my cousins and my family when I'm with you. You make it tough to do like quick little things. I just want to run to the store. Why the hell is this such a headache with you? Why are these short trips so taxing when I'm hanging out with you, right? However, Saturn could also bring discipline, okay, to the form of communication. Saturn can bring making you slow the hell down. So you don't just, let's say that third house was in Aries and you just say whatever the hell is on your mind and you just split it out there. Saturn will probably embarrass you. Saturn might even humiliate you for saying the wrong thing. Might not be their fault, whatever. They're bringing you the lesson. So you might get humiliated, third house person, for speaking too quickly, too fastly. Because Saturn's here to kind of subdue that. Wherever Saturn is, it restricts, suppresses, subdues, or balances. So it can bring balance to the fact that you talk too much. Okay? So now Saturn in the third house, it could bring more pessimism to that third house person. They might not feel as triumphant with that Saturn person coming through. When they come through, maybe the third person, maybe you might be feeling more negative. You might be getting more serious in your tone. Maybe you speak more maturely. On a higher level, the Saturn in the third house may make that third house person grow the hell up. Stop cursing. I'm working on it. Stop cursing. Say that, really have a better mentality on things. The third house is communication efforts. Push harder. Saturn is saying, don't you dare be lazy, or I will embarrass you. Saturn in the third. Saturn in the fourth house, someone's fourth house, they're bringing a serious tone to the home. Let's hope this person gets along with your mom, because it don't look like they would. It might be a tough, thing if this person could get along with your mother coming into the fourth house. Do they bring like a dark cloud into your apartment? Maybe they're the one that makes you move out the house with your mama. That Saturn person say, oh no, you ain't living at home with your mama no more. We're getting an apartment. We're getting a practical apartment in an affordable place. And you're going to move out and stop living with your mama. Saturn in the fourth house. Or you're going to wash these dishes. When you come to my house, you're going to clean up after yourself and keep order and cleanliness in my home. Saturn comes to the fourth house. Now this is the Saturn person going into the home of the fourth house. So when the Saturn person goes into the home, they kind of take over in a sense in that way. They say, yo, this is, you need to put that plant there and you need to clean it. You need to dust this off. This is dirty. Saturn rules dirt, by the way. So this is on the flip side. This person can bring just misery and dirt and funkiness to your home. Yes, Saturn rules smells. Moment of silence. Saturn rules bad smells at that. Isn't that something? Oof. Saturn Capricorn. They rule the bad smells of this world. Straight up. So somebody like Capricorn is sending, dealing with smelling not so pleasant, or smelling in this earthy way that's just like, what? This isn't a Venus type smell. This is a Capricorn cologne. Damn, this smells like grass that you just rubbed yourself in grass and herbs and rolled up in here. Ew. But I mean, I guess it's needed. It's important stuff for health or whatever, for the health. But that person can bring bad smells into your home and dirt. They can make your home dirty. Saturn in the fourth house. This is fun. So with that being said, there's always a higher and an octave, a higher octave, higher and a lower. All right, so on the higher, like I said, they can make you build and move. This person can make you want to stop living with your mama and be more responsible and build your home. Or this person could come in your house and make you miserable, piss off your mother, all right, and all that stuff. You could feel separated from them. They could separate you from the home, Fifth house, Saturn in the fifth house. This sucks. Straight up and down. You're dating somebody and they have Saturn in your fifth house. Unless, because I did research on this, because one time this happened to me and I had to do like extensive research on it because I was like, oh my God. But I ended up terrifying that Saturn 5th house person because I think I was just too fun for them. And they were like, oh, hell no, I'm not used to this life. So Saturn in the 5th house. That Saturn can put a wet blanket on this person's fun. Reproductive system. Having babies might be difficult with someone that has Saturn in your 5th house. They're bringing restriction to the 5th house energies. Trying to be creative with somebody that has Saturn in your 5th house? Oh my God. If you are an artist and this person's Saturn now, one, you want to look at how this person's Saturn is aspected on their own chart. Then you want to look at how the aspects are going on in your chart. How that Saturn in your chart is affecting other areas of your chart. And thirdly, you want to look at what your Saturn is doing. So if your Saturn is naturally in the 5th house, this person could bring harmony, actually make you have fun for the first time. If this person's Saturn is in your 5th house and you natally have Saturn in the 5th house, then that works. But if you got something like Venus or Mars in your 5th house, and then this person is bringing Saturn to it, that will piss you off. There's a lot of fights there, and a lot of fights about trying to be romantic or trying to be creative, and you feel that just stifled by this person. Or this person can bring longevity in your creative fields. They can make you more stable. They could say, fool, you be painting all over the place. Why don't you have a series of paintings? Why don't you make an album instead of making random songs with people? Make an album. 5th house energy. Make an album. This person might beat your kids. Bring more discipline to the children in your family. If you're not disciplining them, it will come naturally for them to pop your child in the mouth. If you believe in that spanking and all that stuff. You know, I used to get spanked when I was little, but I mean, I was a good kid. I sincerely was. So if I got spanked, I knew I deserved it. I was like, okay, y'all, all right, here, you just baby. I done messed up, I know. But I was definitely a good kid, and I was actually a really shy kid and very meek. So I didn't get spanked, but that was in my family. If you did some whack stuff, you would get spanked. That is a discipline, you know, very disciplined. So this person will be disciplined with your children if they have Saturn entering into your 5th house. They can also abuse your children as well. So be very cautious if you're dating a man and you have children and his Saturn falls into your 5th house and it's badly aspected. Great stuff, right? Cool stuff you could actually use. This is utilizing this awesome energies. So that was Saturn in the 5th house. Now Saturn, this person's Saturn goes into your 6th house. I don't like this one. I don't like this, just like I don't like anyone. You know, I don't like Saturn. Nobody's Saturn going nowhere in my chart. How about that? Just get away from me. Everybody get away, and I'm going to deal with my own Saturn in my chart. And I'm just going to go live on a mountain somewhere. So somebody's Saturn goes into your 6th house. This is kind of similar to me than the Saturn being on the ascendant. Health issues arise. This person may get you sick. This person might either bring illnesses into your life or bring enemies into your life. More enemies that you have to fight off. 6th house rules enemies. Or this person with Saturn can help you defeat them. Defeat your enemies. They can bring a sense of discipline to your work routine. They can say, hey, boo, on Mondays we go to the gym, Tuesdays yoga, Wednesdays kickboxing. And that's our schedule. And sometimes we need that. They could be that person that wakes you up in the morning to drink your juice, to have your green juice, Saturn in the 6th house. It doesn't have to be so negative. Or this person, like I said, can bring plague and disease to your life. You don't know why. They totally depress your routine and you hate doing the normal things that you do around them. Like, God, I hate doing my laundry with you. Damn, I don't even like cleaning the house when you're around. God, you make me go slower than I normally would go if you weren't here. Right? Saturn in the 7th house in Synastry. Now, someone's Saturn comes to your 7th house. Actually, I don't think it's that bad. This is like a Saturn-Venus type conjunction type of thing where the union with that person, Saturn brings responsibility, right? So this is commitment on top of commitment on top of commitment. This might feel a burden. The relationship with this person may feel as though it can be a little bit heavy and just like a burden to you. Like, God, I just want to party for a second and chill out. No, we must work. Work on the relationship. Work. Some people see relationships as work. I like to say when you're in a right, everything is your perception. Everything. And what does work represent to you? Because some people work and it's fun. This is my artwork, but it was fun making this work. I enjoyed working on this. Astrology, this is my astrological work. I enjoy working. So Saturn is that work, whether it depends on you and what, how you see things and how you perceive things. What is work to you? And for some people, work is not fun. In relationships, that work is just not fun with people with Saturn in the 7th house. They are learning, and I'm talking about aspect because I was about to go into someone that has that in their house. But no, we're dealing with synastry only. So if you have someone Saturn in your 7th house, they make you get serious as hell about relationships. This person might be a restrictive, possessive, suppressive partner to you. Or they can be the one that you bought your first home with. This could be the partner that helps pay your rent, that shows you stability and security in life for the first time. You might be wanting to get out and you might feel stuck, but they're showing you this security, this new sense of bonding and binding to things in your life. Saturn goes to the 8th house. With Saturn in the 8th house here, this is about resources. This person might just be really cheap for you. They don't want to give you their things. They don't want to give you that. Their in-laws might not like you. They might be like, you know what, I don't like that person. Don't give her nothing. Prenup. Prenup. As soon as they see your face, Saturn in the 8th house. This person may, negatively open up your psychological wounds. They could have you up in the therapist's office trying to get through it. They can bring debt to you as well, or help you clear your debt. Maybe help you learn some type of plan to pay back all your creditors, this person, this Saturn in 8th house person. But it's very difficult to get anything from them. It's difficult to get resources from them, right? Saturn being in the 8th house, they tend to kind of block resources from others. So this person may, maybe they're balling and your family's like, I ain't giving you no money. Go to your husband. He doing all right. So this person may find a way to block you to get money from others. Or help you in a way like, yo, baby, we could do this. We could develop a scheme where we can get people to do, they could create a new scheme where you can earn money from other people in an organized way. So Saturn in the 8th, Saturn in the 9th house. Okay, Saturn in the 9th house. The 9th house is about higher education and beliefs, right? So this person with Saturn in your 9th, they could change how you see things. They can really change your belief structure. What you believed in before is just not the same. You change your religion with this person. They may make it difficult for you to travel or give you a better way to travel. Maybe you didn't know how to get your visa. I don't know. And the Saturn person comes along and says, hey, you got to do A, B, C, and D, and fill this out and do this that way. And this is how you do it. So they can help lift restrictions as well in the area of travel. But I like the idea that I mentioned before with beliefs. How you will change your beliefs with this person. This person can either bring dark beliefs to you. I try to be very careful with that word dark. Dark is beautiful. Black is absolutely beautiful. Black dark is beautiful. Okay? It does not mean anything negative when we say dark. Right? So I say low vibration. And please excuse me if I do say dark, because it does not mean anything negative. Anything negative. We've been taught for a very long time that black is wrong. Just because it's black, it's not right. But that doesn't, that is not true. And just because it's white, it's right. That's absolutely not true either. All right? So let's get that balanced, y'all. So low energies. Now, Saturn in your 10th house. This person wants you to get your work done. They want to teach you ways in which you can build your career. Or this person is trashing on your reputation. They bring your reputation down. People think less of you when you are with this person. They totally sabotage your career efforts. They make it harder, make it slower, bring more obstacles to you building in your career. Or They wake you the hell up and let you know. They read you, okay? They read you like a queen and be like, you need to do this, you need to do that. That ain't right. You need to get yourself together. In your career front, you will be read. You will be read. So Saturn in the 10th house, someone's Saturn coming to your 10th house, they want to help control, restructure the career aspects of your life. What is your legacy? What is your outward message that you're putting out there? Your signals, your antenna, so on and so forth. Now we have Saturn in the 11th house. If Saturn comes to 11th house, they may reveal the funky friends you have. They may express to you how they don't like your friends. Your friends might not like them. Maybe your friends stop wanting to hang out with you when you're hanging out with this person. They bring lessons about friendships to you. You know, you learn from them who your friends are. You know, they may bring sadness in the area of the groups. Like, God, you're a party pooper? Talk about party pooper. They may be a party pooper for you. When you're in your social element, they're just like, oh, sitting in a corner with a stank face. And you're like, oh my God, I'm not having fun anymore. Your Saturn is killing my 11th house's social organizations. So someone's Saturn in your 11th house could be that, or their Saturn in your 11th house, they could be a really good friend to you for a very long time. They can, like I said, show you who's your friend and who's you're not. They can show you how to be a friend. They can show you the work that you need to put into this life in order to be a good friend, useful friend, valuable friend here. So Saturn in the 11th is not bad. It's not good. It depends on all sorts of things. Saturn in the 12th house. Now this person is either fighting your unseen battles or starting your unseen battles. This person can be an enemy to you, unraveling everything you do behind you. There is nothing like that. I was in a group of people one time, I won't say what group, but I was in a group of people, and it literally, we were both all building towards a goal. But it literally felt like each member of the group would untie something that I tied when I wasn't looking. I would turn back and be like, just untie that. I'm going to just unravel it. You know, fear of success. Saturn rules fear. It could be a fear of some sort. Fear is usually what makes Saturn activate in someone's chart, right? When there's a fear that comes up, the lower octave of Saturn will emerge. So Saturn in the 12th, maybe this person could be afraid that you're going to leave them. So they slowly, you know, undo the knots that you tie. Maybe you might be going to Paris for some work, so they figure out a way that you don't have to go so you don't leave them. Saturn in the 12th. Unseen things. Or maybe they're fighting battles for you in the spiritual realm. Maybe this could be a spiritual person that you're dealing with and they're doing seance, they're doing whatever they got to do, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, so that you can do better in the next life or in the ethereal world. Maybe around this person, it is hard to meditate. With Saturn in your chart, like, man, baby, it is really tough to get grounded and to really focus with you near me. Saturn, when their Saturn goes into your 12th. Or maybe this person can give you a new way that you can do meditation. They can give you a routine. They can say, okay, I want you to breathe 3 times here, right? And when you breathe here, I want you to put the incense around this way, all right? Developing structures and how to express your spirituality. They could make it difficult for you to go overseas or give you a proper plan on how to get there. To provide structure for you overseas in faraway distant places. They could lock your behind up because Saturn rules restrictions. Get you put in jail. Get you put in jail, Saturn in the 12th. Or get you out through strong efforts and will. So this was fun. That was cool. That was just a cool run through of just Saturn in houses in Synastry. I find it really interesting because we need it, but we don't want it. Right? It's something that you know you don't want. We don't want no restriction, no, but you need discipline and restriction. I've accomplished amazing things in my life through discipline, through restriction, and through things being denied to me, whether I wanted it or not. But I've been able to make some amazing breakthroughs in my life, denying certain things of myself, suppressing certain parts of myself at certain times, but knowing to let it out at other times. So I'm really thankful for that as well. And I'm thankful for everybody. I believe this is going to be New Year's and we're going into another year. My New Year's is my birthday. I go by my solar returns. This don't never feel like no real New Year's. Anyway, January, for me, I'm just so strange. I don't, the observance of holidays, I'm kind of, whatever about them. And even my birthday, I'm just like, whatever. That's the most you'll see me get excited about as far as the holidays, my solar return. That's just how I get down. But Happy New Year's to everybody. I had an amazing, freaking amazing 2017. I learned a lesson in the beginning when Saturn was going retrograde. I learned this very brutal lesson that changed the rest of my year. I don't get into detail about it, but I learned a lesson that, anger and holding grudges against people destroys you. You think you're, I'm going to get that person, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. And it totally, totally eats you away inside. Anger towards another person, literally it destroys you to where you're nothing. And you can either stay nothing or build yourself back up to be a better person afterwards. So I held anger for someone for a really long time, and then I had to heal from it, and I healed from it by basically making a mess in front of me, like, oh my God, my anger caused this horrible mess, and then the mess, and then there was healing and reconnecting and love, and I softened my heart, and I just developed way more compassion towards other people since this time period, and I'm just so thankful that I got to see it manifest, and I got to build with amazing, amazing people this year, and really build with my tribe. I definitely want to say thank you to my tribe. Y'all know who you are. So I hope you guys enjoy this Capricorn season and do your best. Fight, be who you are, stand your ground in who you are, and be disciplined in building self during the season of Capricorn. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you would like a reading with me, click the link in the description or go to astrolada.com and look up reader services and you'll see my face. If you want to follow me and know what's going on and what my updates are, follow me at Astro DE Stars 5 at Astro D Stars 5 on Instagram. On Instagram. That's not the email. The email is just astrodstars@gmail.com, but my Instagram is astrodstars5 on Instagram. So check me out there. I'm also on Facebook as well, Astro D Stars. So take care. Have a great holiday, whatever weekend, boot up thing. I don't know, but take care.